right, back to my Pac-Man. I'm going to go ahead and create that background. I'm going to set it on object. So if I hover object draw, so now it's just going to be one background square. Okay, just like in Photoshop, you can lock a layer, you can see a layer, and then you can also see just the outline of the shapes on that layer. So if I click on this, see now I just get the blue outline of the object. I left click on it again, I see the solid fill of it. If I left click on the underneath the eyeball, it hides it. And then if I want to lock it down and I don't want to be able to move it or edit or draw on it, see, I can't do anything. It's locked down. And that's great because that's what I want for my background, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer, hit the new layer icon. It's going to put it above it. Same idea with Photoshop, whatever's at the top, that is most likely going to show. I'm going to double click on the layer's name and we're going to call it picture. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually import something into my library. So when I left click on my library, I mean, you think about libraries have books, and this is where you would store all the things that you need for your animation. It's going to appear in this library here. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to go ahead and actually I'm going to import. Let's see here. Nope, that one doesn't work. So I'm going to have to go to File, Import. Oh, you can import to stage by hitting, mine says Command R, but it's probably Control R on a PC, so let's try that. There we go. Okay, so now I can go ahead and I have an image of a Pac-Man game, and I'm going to hit Open. Okay, so Pac-Man image is here. I can hit the Q on my keyboard, and that lets me resize it. It's going to scale it by the pivot point in the center. You can move the pivot point wherever you want. If I want it to go from here, and then I want to scale it, I can do it that way. I'm going to hit, I'm going to undo and then put my pivot point back. And I just hit Control Z or Command Z on a Mac because I prefer it to work that way. Okay, so here's the image here. And I want to actually convert this to a symbol. And I'm going to go to Convert to Symbol. Nice thing about symbols is things stay consistent within it unless you actually go in and adjust that symbol. And then every time you use that symbol anywhere in your timeline, you just have to go back to your symbol and you can edit and adjust the color there. It's like kind of like it's in its own little container and it keeps itself contained. And only if you go within that symbol, then you can go ahead and edit and change like maybe the certain colors or on this we're going to do adjust the alpha on it. So I'm going to call it pick, and I'm going to leave it as a graphic. Registration is going to be in the center, and then I'm going to hit OK. Okay, because now it's a symbol. What I can do is I can go to Color Effects, Alpha, and I can adjust just by left clicking and holding on the slider bar, and then I can dim it, and I can still see it. And then I'm going to lock it down. Left click on it and lock it down.